Mercedes is on an electrification mission. Before long, every car in its lineup from A to S, even G and V, will be available with an electric powertrain, and they're coming at a rate of knots. Last year we drove the EQA and EQB SUVs, the EQE and EQS saloons are also on sale, and only a few months ago we found ourselves in a studio with the maker's flagship EQS SUV, another car that we've since had the pleasure of driving. And now we're here with the final model for 2022, the EQE SUV. Smaller and more compact than the EQS, the EQE SUV will take on a new breed of electric SUVs from the BMW iX to the forthcoming Polestar 3. So please sit back and join us for a quick squiz around Merc's latest EV. So we're going to do things a little bit differently today. We've got about 10 minutes with the car, so really quick walk around. We've got Frank here who's responsible for vehicle testing, if that's all right. And he's going to talk us around some of the main features of this car and some of the big differences between this and maybe the EQS SUV. So let's start at the front, shall we? So talk to us a little bit about the headlights and the design and what goes into them.
Yeah, so this is our first car on the EVA 2 platform, we call it electric vehicle architecture, so the first car. And as you can see, this has the typical things which we have on all the cars. The star panel, I think one really important thing, the black panel here is with the star pattern as an option. You have the light band, which goes over the complete front. And this car is for a little bit younger customers, so we designed it a little bit more compact, a little bit sharper, a little bit sporty. For example, we have this power domes with the sharper lines then compared to the EQS SUV. And then the headlights, we have just two, that's easy to see.
So you get three on the EQS, that's
exactly,
right?
Yeah. So 2 is the E-Class, 3 is the S-Class, so here's the EQS with 2. That car is a new color, it's a velvet brown we call it. The car is equipped with the AMG exterior line. It has the night package, so you have for example, the black mirrors. You have the 22-inch rims on this car, so it's available from 19 to 22.
Okay.
So we have the black claddings right here, which gives the car this off-road touch, and it makes it a little bit lighter.
Side steps, they're going to be optional, that's right.
Exactly, yeah. So there are two. Some like it, some hate it, but what is important, the running boards are a benefit for the track coefficient.
Okay.
So even it don't look like, but it makes the car better.
And remind me what the drag coefficient is for this car overall?
We can't announce yet, but hopefully it will be close to the EQS SUV.
Okay.
So yeah, we did not finish the certification yet, but it will be
But
very
visually it looks very similar to the EQS SUV. I think I was saying to you earlier, having the two side by side will probably really emphasize how much more compact this car is.
So that one is a 4.86 meter. The EQS SUV is a 5.12. So it's even more compact. Also the wheelbase, that one is a 3.03 meters. So it's even 9 centimeters shorter than the saloon car is. An additional 9 to that, so it's 18 centimeters shorter than the EQS SUV.
But still loads of space inside, which we'll get to in a bit.
So we have a really compact car with very short overhangs, but a lot of space in the car.
And you've done something really clever with the way the kind of roof bends away here at the black.
Yeah, we try to give maximum size for the heads in the interior, but not to make the car too high. So that's why we do it black, but the eye follows this line, the C-pillar. So the car is looking a little bit like a coupe, but it's still enough space inside the car. Now, so this line is special for the EQE SUV. So the C-pillar, it's just going in. We have this really beautiful line, which makes the car really sporty and compact. This sign always says it pushes the car forward. So that's, I think, one of the most beautiful places in the car. And
we were talking earlier, there's so much about this car that's, well, the wind tunnel and all that kind of thing, making loads of emphasis on aero and these small bits like this here.
Yeah, it's special.
And you might look at that and think it's kind of a dummy vent.
No, it's not a dummy, because this car has really short overhangs, so that's always bad for a track coefficient. Normally, the aerodynamics, they like it if it goes like that.
Yeah.
And if you have really beautiful curves like that, it's a problem because the wind is not cutting off. So these are edges which are really important for the track coefficient, so the air can just cut off and go away.
Great. Should we look in the boot?
Yes, sure. So of course we have the helix lights like we have in all the the EVAs with the special details. That's a little bit different from the EQS SUV. The boot has a 520 liters volume, including the parts beneath, so just for the charging cable and all that stuff.
And total volume with the seats down is
1,675.
Okay.
So you can fold your seats 40, 20, 40, whatever you want. You're completely free.
And power tailgate standard?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, the car is equipped, that one, with the optional airmatic system. Also the optional rear axle steering.
Yeah.
It's a 10 degree, so you have a turning cycle with 10.5 meter. So that's absolutely amazing. Normally
that's smaller than, well, off the top of my head, a Volkswagen Golf is, I think, 11 meters. So
compact cars are around about 11 meters. So you have a 10.5 meter with such a large car. I think that's really amazing.
Fantastic. So let's have a look inside. Space in the boot is pretty generous, as is room in the rear. While you don't get the 7 seats you'll find in the EQS SUV, the EQE has loads of neon headroom, a flat floor and separate climate controls, with no complaints on quality either. While the EQE SUV we have here is, as you can tell, the finished product, a number of key specs like battery and powertrain info still haven't been confirmed. However, if we take the EQE Saloon as a guide, it's likely the SUV will launch with just one main model, the EQE 300, plus an AMG 53 version with 687 brake horsepower. The EQE 300, like this one, is expected to get a 90 kWh battery, 170 kW rapid charging, and a range, Mercedes says, of more than 340 miles. We'll have full specs close to this car's European launch in May 2023. So here we are inside the EQE. Talk to me a little bit about some of the similarities and some of the differences between this and the EQS and some of the bits that are kind of key to the interior.
So you already know the hyperscreen. That's an option also on the EQS SUV. So it's the same part we are using for both cars. And you already know this beautiful wood with the aluminum stars inside it. So that's really comparable. There's little differences with the door panels. It's that short armrest. The other one just going in flow down to the bottom. But that's for the EQE typical, as well as in the saloon car. It's comparable.
Yep. The ambient lighting you were saying earlier is just in the front in the EQE.
Exactly. It's not available for the rear doors, as well as the acoustic glass. So that's just a little bit. Of course, the one is the S class, the top class luxury car. So that one is just a little bit lower, but still really on an absolutely top level of comfort and NVH. We have some cool features, which will be available also for the other cars. With these personal pictures, so you can send all of your pictures on your phone. You can just can send it with Mercedes Me app to the car. For me personally, I think it's a really cool feature. It's just a little feature, of course, but it makes the car really personal. It gives them a personal touch, so I really love it. And we have the Dolby Atmos sound system. If you order the Burmester sound system, you will get the Dolby Atmos 360-degree sound experience. Yeah.
And we experienced that earlier, and I don't think we'll be able to get it on camera here, but it is genuinely feels like you're watching a film in a cinema. It's
really amazing. Yeah, it's a 17.7-inch display.
So do you expect people to be using that when they're charging? Because obviously you can't use it whilst you're driving. So
the co-driver display you can, of course,
the
eye tracker. But of course, that's especially for charging stops.
Is that something that you're having to put more thought into? Is kind of how people spend their time when they're charging, so I don't know, making the cabin more comfortable and adding features like this?
Of course, yes. The first goal is not to charge for a long time, but if you have to, of course, we try to give the people as much as possible comfort in the car, and so it will be just
and everything else is familiar Mercedes. We've seen it in the EQS.
So that's why we can bring those cars so far on the market. That's the 4 cars. We just launched the EQS Saloon car in September 2021. So it's every half year we have a new car line on that platform. That's because we use the electric system, the powertrain system. It's all comparable to the known cars, and that's why we are so fast.
Fantastic. And let me just take a moment to kind of appreciate the quality in here. It really doesn't feel like a particularly cheaper car than the EQS. Everything feels really kind of solid and luxurious. So yeah, looking forward to driving the car. But thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Welcome.
As mentioned, the EQE isn't set for market launch until next summer, so we'll have to wait a little bit longer until we get specs and prices, though given the EQE Saloon's starting price of almost £75,000 and the EQS SUV's figure of around £130,000, the EQE is likely to cost north of 90k. Not a cheap family car by any stretch of the imagination then, but it certainly doesn't feel like the best part of 40 grand cheaper or less substantial than the EQS. We'll reserve final judgment for the time being and report back next year. Head to DrivingElectric.com for all the latest electric and hybrid car advice, news and reviews, and check us out on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Finally, while you're here, make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to ensure you never miss a video.